Well, listen, I understand this, but normies will never understand this. Casuals will never understand this. But the truth is, guys, that you're the ones that don't understand. The casuals always understand.
Like I said, we're given, the general audience doesn't care as much as we do. We obsess over this stuff. We talk about it constantly. We're beating our keyboards. So Jimmy Guns wanted to clarify why they are sticking with two Batmen. And of course, it's been a topic of conversation because there's some people that want it, some people that absolutely don't want it. I've been one of those that have not wanted it. I think Matt Reeves should continue doing his world. It works. It doesn't need to be merged into the DCU. I would actually love to have more Batman. Now we got Jimmy Guns right here talking to Brandon Davis, going like, because the topic of conversation, it's always every time when I get somebody commenting about it, it's always the general audience is going to be confused. Confusion. We all just assume that everybody's just a big dummy. And so here's what Jimmy Guns had to say about that whole thing with Brandon Davis.
But my question is not about casting. I'm curious, we know the Reeves stuff with Batman is going to be separate from what you do in the DC universe with Batman. Do you think do you ever think about like, our audience is going to follow that? Like there are two separate Batman stories going on? Because I remember like with the X-Men and then the Avengers, sometimes people be like, wait, they can't cross over because Fox and Disney. There were people who didn't know that.
Yeah, but people, was it causing anybody grief in any way?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's the same thing.
It's a good point.
I think that people are really starting to learn about stuff like that. Will it ever cause, one of the weirdest things for me is that big fans are often like, well, listen, I understand this, but normies will never understand this. Casuals will never understand this. But the truth is, guys, that you're the ones that don't understand. The casuals always understand. You can say, oh yeah, he's changed Peacemaker. They were, there was some Justice Gang or Justice League was in that. Now it's the Justice Gang. And regular people who just like TV shows are like, oh, okay, that's weird. And then they're done. But the people who, really focus on this stuff
we
and
live
go
in
crazy
a bubble.
they're in our bubble. And the people in our bubble think that everyone outside of that bubble is too stupid to understand nuance. And it is just totally not the case.
Like I said, we're given, the general audience doesn't care as much as we do. We obsess over this stuff. We talk about it constantly. We're beating our keyboards. We're saying this, we're doing that, we're debating, we're having discussions, we're making videos, we're doing all this stuff. Yes, we live in our and yes, it's not going to be like, there's going to be questions, but at the same time, it's just questions for the time. Like I already know that come 2027, when there's a Batman and a Superman, I'm probably going to get questions like, wait, are they in the same, People are going to ask questions full on, sure. But I think for the most part, people will just be like, oh, okay, so it's not in, okay, and then they just move on. See, we dwell on it too much. We dwell on it. We're doing that too much.